welcome back to the Bearded Fisherman. Today we're fishing one of my local rivers, just on light spinning gear. So I've got Urban Finesse here. It's a 0.5 to 5 gram, 2 section, 1.9 meters, about 6 foot or so, just over 6 foot. Braid mainline, nice and strong, probably about 20 pound. Couple of foot of mono, and then a quick link and a homemade spin on the end. Fishing for browns today, that's why I'm using trebles. Normally I'd use singles for sea trout. Yeah, packed really light today, just having a quick couple of hour session. Already had a quick fish in this pool next to me. I've had a couple of takes from a few nice browns, so hopefully we can get through today. Okay, so first pull here. I've already had 2 takes out of here, so we'll see if they come back for another one. All we're trying today, like I said, super light gear for some brown trout. And I'm just testing out some homemade spinners that I've made. See how they work. All I'm doing is just casting to the other bank where I know it's quite deep, and it sink for a few seconds. It's not a super heavy spinner to get it down, and then slowly retrieving it back across the current, slightly up the current. And yeah, I'll come back if we get any fish. Okay, there's one. Little tiny brown. Keep it nice and close to the water here. So there you go, beautiful brown, wild brownie. Out the river, first pull. There was a couple of other, let's lay him back. There was a couple of other much bigger ones, maybe. He was probably what, 4 inches. There's probably a few that were 6 or 8 inches that were taken. But we shall see. But like I said, just casting over to the other side and then slowly bringing it back. Nothing fancy. We're just seeing if there's any interested browns today. Not going for sea trout, not going for salmon. But I'll come back if we get another one. Okay, I'm going to move down to the next pool and I'll be back. Right, so just walking down now to the next little area. This is where you could come down if you were wading, but I'm not today because I didn't bring my waders. As you can see, quite shallow here. Not expecting any massive fish, but maybe a couple under the trees and stuff. We'll see. I'm doing the same thing again. Just casting across. Don't need to give it as long to sink this time. And just keeping up with it. When I'm bringing it downstream, I'm just retrieving slightly faster than the current's moving. And when I'm pulling it upstream, I obviously don't need to. Oh, just got swiped that then. I obviously don't need to go as fast. There's definitely a fish in there now. Sorry about that wind picking up here. Been a bit of a weird day. It's gone from sunny to wind and rain, but hopefully we can pull a nice fish or two out. Just sort of casting as into that sort of bunch of tree roots there as I'm comfortable with. I lose a lure, not really too bothered. These are my homemade ones, so I don't mind just making a few more. If anyone's interested in buying some, just message me and I can make you some in whatever colours you want, with whatever bodies, whatever blades, hooks, anything. I'm fully custom make them to how you want them. It's just a bit cheaper than buying the name brand ones. Doesn't look like that fish is coming back. Probably been spooked. A couple more casts. Let's see if we can get him out. But I'll come back if it takes. Oh, there we go. Ah, that was that one. Back out the tree again. I'd left him a couple of minutes to rest. He did come back, so it just shows if you do let them rest, they will come back. He was only slightly bigger than the last one, so I'm not too bothered. I lost him. But, see if there's another one in there, one more cast, and then we'll move on to the next bet. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we're on to the next spot here. A bit dodgy to get down to this one, but it does. It is quite a nice spot. You've got the deeper water more on our side than the other side. Normally I'd fish this from the other side, as I'm in a club that's got the other side as well. But like I said, today I haven't brought my waders and I don't feel like walking all the way back. So I'm going to fish mainly around that trail there. Again, just looking for features and fishing around them. Okay, nothing major in that. Off to the next one. Okay, so we're at the next spot now. This spot's quite good because it's very slow moving. It's got a bit of fairly deep water in the middle. You can normally pull one over there. I've seen a few down the corner, one of the next bits we're going to fish. But we'll try here first. Right, so we're just getting into the next spot now. You can see it's this deep pocket just before these rapids. Seen one fish come up. Doesn't look like quite a small fish, but we'll see. It may already be spooked. Oh, there we go. Told you I'd seen one in there. Get him here. I'll show you. And first. There you go, another beautiful trout out of a lovely river. This is sort of the size you'd normally catch. The ones that were coming after before were sort of probably half his length. Oh, there he goes. Off he swims. It's amazing how camouflaged these fish are when they're in the water. I've just released him and he's sat there and I can barely see him if I hadn't seen him go in there. So there we go. See if there's another one sat in there with him. If not, we'll move on. See, if I had my waders, I'd be stood on that middle island really. Then I could fish both directions, but right, let's move down a bit. Okay, we're just walking up to the next spot now. It's this nice deep pool where all the bank's all fallen away. I'm just going to get down there, we'll fish up that way, and we'll fish that little area there, that little pool. Had a few out of that pool before. We'll see where we're at. Okay, there's not anything there today, but we'll go on the corner to the next spot. Okay, we're at the next spot, just down from where we just were fishing, the other side of the rapids. See if we can hook anything in here. Okay, so we just lost the spinner due to me overcasting into a tree. So this is a good opportunity for me to show you how I tie mine up. So, mainline braid, knotted to, depends what weight you want to use. I think this is 4 pound mono, about a foot or two of it, doesn't really matter how much you have. Then I get a small fast clip, which is one of these. Looks a little bit like a paper clip. And all you do is, you can see you've got one side that's got a piece straight across, and one that's got one at a slight angle there. So you put the one with the slight angle pointing upwards, a bit like that, and then give it a uni knot, whatever knot you prefer. Make sure you wet your knots so you don't burn the line. And remember, even when you're just trimming off tag ends, just put them in your bag. Take them home. No need to make a big mess. Here. So I'm going to put another one of my personal tied spinners on. I think I'm going to go for a brass this time. It's just got that little bit more weight in it. Everything else is going to be the same. It doesn't make too much of a difference whether it's silver or not. There is a pool a little bit further down, which I may fish today, I may not. Which, if the sea trout have come up this high, will hold a sea trout. So I will switch to, if I do fish it, something like this. This is I think it's a Vibrax, yes, Vibrax, single hook, single octopus hook, barbless, which is obviously what you have to use fishing for sea trout. So let's get back to it. Okay, so it's quite deep, this pool, so I'm going to switch to something a little bit heavier, a little bit more weight in it. Something like one of the blue Vibraxes we were talking about before. They're about, this size is about 4 grams, I think. Whereas these ones I've got on are only 3.5. Pop that on. And there, that's the idea of the fast links. It's just so quick to change. Leave that back there. Hopefully, now that that's actually getting down, I might hook one. Okay, so I've just switched over to a really small Meps number 0, just to see if I can hook out one last fish out of that far side. Oh, there we go, there's another one. Slightly nicer one. There we go. Oh. That for a lovely wild brown. Lovely fish. Right. Oh Jesus, he's really slow at that. Let's get him back. There he goes. Okay, so that's all we've got time for today. We've had a few nice fish. That last one was quite a good fish. So thank you very much for watching, and please consider subscribing and liking. It means a lot, helps me out a lot. Thank you very much, and bye.